This lesson is for Primary 2, Term 2, Unit 6. And the topic is construction, assemblage and paperwork. The subheading is decorative wall clocks. And our objective is to make a decorative toy or item by construction and assemblage. Making a decorative toy, item or construction and assemblage is a means of putting things together, things like paper or cards together to get some item or model, an item that is very close to us or very familiar to us. And in this case we can use the clock for that example. How do we do this? We would use regular shapes to form this wall clock. We can also try to construct or assemble things with shapes to get human forms, animal forms, plant forms, and other forms to help us do forms that would help us decorate our immediate environment. The tools we will need to do this work is knife and the scissors. The materials are cards, paper, string, wire, color, glue or adhesive, or any fiber can be used for this purpose. These are a set of things the teacher will have to consider when teaching such a topic. The teacher will have to lead the pupils to discuss the features and functions of a wall clock. Then the next also have to brainstorm and imagine a wall clock that is not common, because it is unusual to have shapes that are not as common as round or circular or squares, but try to create things that are very interesting to get that wall clock done. We have to allow pupils to also visualize or pre-imagine what they are going to do. They have to think through, brainstorm, or pre-image whatever they want to do before they start execution of the task. The teacher can also group pupils and guide them to apply the various skills in construction and assemblage to make a wall clock according to their preliminary drawings and ideas to decorate the head teacher's office, for example. So they can put shapes, very simple shapes together to get a very nice toy wall clock, so they can hang that in the office of the head teacher or even in their classroom. When they do this, anytime they see that, they are encouraged to do more interesting stuff that will make them want to create some more. At the end of the lesson, the pupils should be given the chance to display whatever work they've done, so that they would acquire the vocabulary as to how to express themselves in the process they have gone through in arriving at the very final part of the work they are exhibiting. The skills these people are going to acquire is pre-imaging, visualizing, construction, cutting, joining, lettering, painting, decoration, creativity, and critical thinking. And the skills are concentration, tolerance, teamwork, and sharing. When all these are acquired, students would yearn for more activities that would make them learn some other interesting skills. When all these are done, students would want to execute more interesting tasks that will make them do better works in the near future. The wall clock that is going to help us to decorate the office is going to be seen better when we get to the demonstration section. And trust me, Mr. Kakari is not wasting any time. He's waiting for us. Let's get in there and see what's cooking.
Hello, welcome to another session of demonstration. Today we are going to make the creative wall clock, and I hope you will enjoy the lesson after I finish it. I have my basic tools and materials ready, and I will introduce you to them, then we take off. I have cardboard here, a straw board, I must say, straw board, and a cardboard as well. My pastel is here. I have my cutting knife super glue is here. Scissors, marker, and a ruler. So these are going to guide me to help me produce a decorative wall clock. I'll start by making demarcations on my straw board. So if you can see closely, I've demarcated the straw board as to how I'm going to cut it. It is 18 by 12 centimeters. That is the whole rectangular shape. It's 18 by 12 centimeters. And I've demarcated it to guide me to cut them out. So I'll zoom straight into cutting and folding it. I hope you are following. I'll start by cutting the demarcations on my straw board, but I'm not going to cut everything out. I'm just going to cut so that I can fold. So gently, cut gently into the demarcation and you try to bring it out so that you can fold it. It's just to aid you to do the folding. So I'll cut another side to help me fold. As I said, you should do it gently so that you don't cut through the straw board. Just to help you fold. I have to cut another one again. So that I'll try folding the cardboard. It's a very tough paper, that is why I'm going about it this way. Okay, folding went on. But with the edges, I want it to come out, so I'll try cutting the opposite of it as well. This is the shape I intended to get, and at the end I've achieved what I wanted to do. So this is the shape I was looking out for, and it came out well. So the next step is for me to place it on another board to create something like a pedestal on which the clock is going to rest. So I'll paste this particular creation I've made on the other straw board I have here, so that it serves as a pedestal for the clock. So I'm going to put it together with the help of the super glue so that it sticks very well. I want to be sure that I'm getting the exact shape I want and it's being fastened at the right place. Okay, now we have our straw board fastened onto the flat surface to create what we intended to do. So the next thing for us to do now is to wrap this with white sheet. That is the next point. So first of all, I'm going to apply glue. This time I'm going to use white glue. apply it on the surface, then wrap the white sheet around it. In the application of the glue, you can use a brush, but in the absence of the brush, you can try anything that will help you apply easily. You always try to improvise so that you can also improvise if you don't even have the tools and materials available. You can still create your art. So gradually I'm trying to fill the spaces or the surfaces so that I'll be able to wrap my white sheet around it. I think that is enough for now. I'm going to wrap my white sheet around the structure I have here. Okay, so I have my paper wrap around the structure I have here to make it look a little pleasant to the eye. Now the next step is for me to create the surface on which we are going to have the claw. So I'm going to first of all use crayon to cover that surface. I'll cut a shape out, color it, then put my numbers there as well as my minute and hour hand. If you look closely, I have a shape drawn on this sheet. I'm going to cut it out and it's going to serve as the surface for the claw. But before I cut it out, I'm going to use crayon to color so that it differentiates the image I have here from the background that is going to rest on. Find a bright color, cover the surface. Very straightforward. So now I'm going to cut out the shape. Gradually my shape is coming out. Okay, so this is the shape I have here. So I'm going to put my figures on it, then I'll create my hour and minute hand and put it on it as well. So my hour and minute hand are cut here. So I want to differentiate them with the help of the marker. I'll differentiate them. I've made them black here so that it creates that contrast for you to see what exactly it is meant for. So I'll go ahead and write the numbers on the cloth. I'm not going to write everything. I'm just writing 4 of them. And I'll paste my hour and minute hand on the surface here with the help of the glue. One down, one to go. Okay, now I have my minutes and hour hand ready. So it's time for me to position the surface of this clock well so that my work will be done. It's going to stand here and rest on the structure we created earlier. So with the help of my glue, I'll fasten it to the structure, then our clock is ready. So I apply glue at the back of this creation here. Okay, so I'm going to fix it there. And since the glue is water based, you allow it to dry for some time. So your hand is going to give it that pressure so that it sticks there for some time before you let go. Make sure that you check out if every place has received glue to enable it fasten well. From the look of things, it looks like it is well attached to the background. So this is what we intended to do, and at the end we've achieved our clock. I hope you enjoyed the lesson and you try as much as possible and practice it and teach your students or your pupils how to go about this. It's very fun. Enjoy your art and allow them to explore. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Hello and welcome to the demonstration session. Still under decorative wall clock. By this time I'm going to teach you how you can make your decorative wall clock using different formats. We are still using the tools and materials as my colleague said earlier on. But to start with, we are going to use the straw board and the card I'm having here. Right, so we'll cut the straw board to the required size first. So we have our ruler here. We'll take 11 centimeters or 11 inches from the top. And another 11 inches beneath. We roll a line to join both points. So after joining the lines, we are going to cut out the required size out of the whole card we have here. But I prefer us to use the scissors instead of the cutter because they are keys. Now, we are going to paint the card, which will serve as the base for the clock. So I have here my color. Because of the surface, I prefer we use the bigger size of the brush. You can make any design. or probably paint the whole surface. Alright, so this is my design that I wish I'll use for the clock. Right, so with the help of the paper and my round shape, I'm going to cut out the shape of the clock. So I'll just place my object on it. And take my shape out. Okay. So we are still going to cut along the line. You need to be patient whilst you cut along the line. Right. So now what we are going to do is to fix the paper I'm having here onto the card. So with the help of our glue, we want to create a beautiful design. I prefer to add the glue to the paper instead of the card itself. You need to take your time whilst you apply the glue. You have to then fix it to the card, but we have to locate the center in order to get or to define the shape within the straw board. You press it gently. Alright. Now we are now going to define the numbers within the clock, and we have 12 points. So what we are going to do is, with the help of our ruler, we define 2 points, which is perpendicular to each other. And another point like we did to the other one. I prefer we use the marker here so they can see well. We have here 12, 3, 6 and 9 respectively. Now what you are going to do is to divide each distance into 2. So what you are going to do is to locate 2 points within, let's say from 3 to 12. So I prefer we have one here and another one here. We do same to all the distance. Right. So we'll still continue with the numbering. 1, 2, you have 3 already. 4, 5, 6 is there. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So this is what we have. Now we are going to emphasize on the hands within the clock. I'm talking of the hour hand, the minute hand, and the second hand. We are going to use the same paper, but this time we are going to turn it because it has a glossy surface. Let's start first by cutting the second hand. So let's define the shape first. It's slim, so this one will do. You should also take note of the distance from the center of the clock to where we have the number before you take the size of the points. So let's say here we have 10 centimeters. So I think from here to here we can use, so let's use 8. So we can define the shape around it. Right. So we then move on to the minute hand. We do the same as we did to the second hand. That will be a little bit bigger. Alright, so we cut it out of the shape. I used 2 lines because I wanted to locate the center of the point. And what we have is to cut the hour hand. That one will be a little bit bigger compared to that of the minute. So let's check and see whether everything can fix well on the clock first before we can color it. So the second hand first. The second hand first. Yeah, it's okay. We move on to the minute hand. And check lastly the hour hand. It should be somewhere short. In order for you to differentiate the second hand from the minute hand and the hour hand, we use our colors to define it. So we first use the blue, for the minute hand. Green for the hour hand. And red for the second hand. The last thing is to apply glue on each surface and fix it to the clock. So we fix the second first, and after the hour hand. and lastly, the minute hand. Right. So this is our final work. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Watch out for the next video.